Welcome back here on a Wednesday afternoon. You know, yesterday, Governor Gary Herbert announced some big program updates to some programs that we really love here on the show, the Talent Ready Utah program. And it's an initiative aimed to help create enough talent to help continue the state's economic growth, especially here in the Silicon Slopes, where we love tech, we love things about science and the STEM fields especially. But even with all the coding camps and the hackathons and things out there that keep popping up, some students can't participate because of a lack of some of these programs.
And that's why the Women's Tech Council got involved to make sure that the girls especially get their hands on STEM-centered classes. And Cindy Tetro here with us from SheTech, and such an exciting way to kind of reach out to those rural Utahns, those girls who could have a future here in the Silicon Slopes.
Well, and that's really what we want, right? We want to provide access to all of those girls who are in our community. More than 50% of college graduates are women. More than 50% of our workforce are women. So that question is really about us, right? How do we provide access to all of those girls in an economy that in the state of Utah is a very key focus? Technology is a big economy. So we want to train and teach them and map them into pathways where they can really be successful. And so that's what we're about building with all of these programs.
Now, one way you can really get people interested, and especially younger folks and young girls out there, is by showing them things that are really cool and kind of jog their interest, right? So
exactly.
We've got some experiments that we're going to try. That's why we're out here today, right?
That's right.
So tell us, these are kinds of things that these young women can get their hands on.
Yeah, exactly. What we found is it's all about giving them access, right? We have to reach all of those girls and take programs to them, even in those rural areas, so they have the opportunity to see, to be inspired, and to touch those types of things. Because for those young girls, what we know is technology is part of the world they grow up in. Mm-hmm. So we want to give them access to technology where they are, so that they see and envision the places that they can have in everything that they care about.
So
that's what we're about building. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of experiments, as you mentioned, with SheTech. It's all about this hands-on science.
Right.
How do we get you exposed to hands-on?
Glasses?
So throw your safety goggles on here.
Safety goggles on.
We're going to look really good in our safety goggles. Okay, first one, we're just doing some quick chemical reaction experiments today. So take one of those dollar bills and soak it in this.
You go ahead.
Do that.
This is not a dollar bill. This is a $10 bill.
Right, take the 10.
Soak it like all the way?
Soak it all the way.
All right.
Punch it all the way in there. Here, Andrew, you can pull it out here.
Okay.
Okay, so once we think it's fully soaked, pull that out.
I think it's fully soaked.
Okay, and Lori, do you want to light it on fire?
Sure.
Okay.
What are we doing here?
Okay, so hold it up here.
Why are we lighting money on fire?
Well, we want to see what happens with quick chemical reactions and see these opportunities that the girls have.
Whoa! 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 Hello.
That's right.
What's going on?
Okay, so
it went out.
We lit the money on fire. Now let's go ahead and fill it. There's nothing, no
problems
damage.
With it?
Exactly.
What was the liquid there?
So the liquid in here it's half rubbing alcohol and half water, and it just demonstrates, like, see, like these ahas we have as all of a sudden we get our hands on technology. This is what you're trying to map for the girls. These chemical reactions are part of all of the world around us, and what can you do, and how can you imagine this plane?
I'm really glad that worked out. You didn't lose a $10 bill.
That's right. Exactly. Okay, so we're going to try one other one here. You up for this? Okay. Yeah. I'm going to leave this to both of you. Go ahead and pour the yeast in this water and stir it up. Just stir it up, mix it all up, right? So this is yeast, and that is actually just water. I want you to just go ahead and stir that up so it dissolves a little bit. Okay, and so that's right. I think that's good.
It smells yeasty.
It smells yeasty. It smells like you might be making bread later. Yeah. Right. Okay, now what I want you to do is take and pour that yeast liquid into each one of these.
All right.
And we'll see what happens. Pour it all in.
Ugh. Looky here.
Wow.
What is this?
Oh, that's cool. So it's actually messy. It's called elephant toothpaste.
Elephant toothpaste?
Because it kind of looks like the toothpaste we might use for our elephants. Look at that. I love it.
I've never seen that before.
It feels so...
Lori, what are you doing? Now, this is safe, I would presume, right?
This is safe.
I hope so. I just blew it
over here. But it's just demonstrating, right, that we can teach by these hands-on activities, and we want to provide access to all of those regions, because
don't even think about it.
is what inspires them, right? The opportunity to see how you can make, how you can create, and where that takes you.
And then the touch, the feel.
That's right.
And,
and do you feel how it's a little warm?
It feels fabulous. Yeah, it's fun.
Exactly. And so that's what we're trying to do, right? You're trying to get these young girls activated into STEM. You're trying to show them that science, engineering, technology, math is fun. There's a path for them, and it is part of everything that you can imagine inside of the world today, and they need to be a part of it. So we're taking these programs like SheTech to Weber State on March 31st, to Southern Utah University on May 8th. So all of those girls in all of our rural regions get access to the companies, the industry, the mentorship, and the internships.
Look at
That's
that wind blowing
fantastic.
our scripts everywhere. Cindy, where can we go for more information if we need it?
Yes, so to sign your high school girls up, go to shetechexplorer.com. They can register. It's free for them to register, and all of our great technology companies come and help these young girls get inspired into technology.
Well, we can tell even the young at heart are interested.
That's
Love that.
That's for sure.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
We'll see you very
so
soon.
fun.
That is
Thank
a
you.
ton of fun, and get the kids interested. How great is that?
Okay.
When we come back here on a Wednesday afternoon, a toddler with